The Prime Minister saying that it's important to show a new face of LDP in the leadership race, and the first step to do is for me to step down. He won't be running for re-election as LDP leader, meaning we will get a new Prime Minister next month there. So we'll keep monitoring for more of these flashes as they come through. But I suppose when we think about Fumio Kishida's sort of 3 years in office, right, it's been marked by this push in terms of real wages growth, right? We've seen, of course, continuing revamping on the corporate governance front, but certainly his leadership under a lot of political pressure in terms of those corruption-related allegations as well.
Yeah. No, Sam was making the point about his approval ratings being low as well. So, I guess there was a lot of pressure, and it was only a matter of time that he kind of obliged the naysayers in saying, okay, I guess this is time for me to step down. What I want to understand is who will the new leader be? And what would his policy be like? How favorable would he be? How much favor would he find with his team members within the LDP to push forward his policies? What would his policies look like at a time when the Shunto wage negotiations have happened, the wage increases are going through, when imported inflation is such a huge problem, when business sentiment among Japanese manufacturers that constitute almost like 20% of GDP, right, exports we're talking about, they have cooled off for the month of August as far as the Reuters Tankan survey, not the BOJ Tankan survey, Lynn, that you pointed out. So there are a lot of questions out there about what the future holds as far as politics in Japan is concerned from here.
Given that they inherit now what we've been talking about over the last 24 hours, is this greater scrutiny on the BOJ as well, as we've been discussing and we'll see next week. I mean, the government and, sort of its feelings about the economics right now. But, of course, as those rates will tick higher too, which is obviously a new era, sort of new path of normalization for Japan too. But on the point of who this new person will be, I mean, what will it mean for foreign diplomacy as well, given what we've seen under Kishida with regards to how he's been hedging his bets, how it's been a very difficult task for him, caught between sort of the US and also China with that relationship, and then with the EU we've had all these lines and of course that thread that Merit's pulling on about NATO as well, with the talk of all this stuff about the Tokyo liaison office as well. So, as you say, what kind of person steps into this position now to inherit, a sort of new economic path and very difficult sort of geopolitical relationships and tensions right now too.
Especially at a time when in November we have the US election and you don't know who the leader is going to be. So whoever they appoint within the LDP will have to stand up either against Trump or with Trump or with Harris, right? Whoever comes to power.
Yeah, certainly when you look at Fumio Kishida in the last 3 years, he's really been extending what Shinzo Abe has been doing in terms of that defence spending and getting closer to some of Japan's traditional security partners vis-a-vis the United States. And as you mentioned there, that political uncertainty ahead. But you both were talking about some potential names that could throw their hat in the ring for this September leadership race. Some of